What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Raider Nation? It is your boy Ash Trader here. Come to you guys with the live stream, man. And obviously, the news of the day so far is the Atlanta Falcons and the Tennessee Titans have agreed to trade Julio Jones to the Tennessee Titans in exchange for a second round pick. So the Tennessee Titans have now an offense with Julio Jones, AJ Brown, Ryan Tannehill, and Derrick Henry. Not gonna lie, that offense on paper looks pretty damn good. You got the best running back in the game. You got arguably a top 10 receiver that's on the rise and, of superstardom. You got Julio Jones who, um, yeah, he's last year he was hurt. He might be on a decline, but I think he still has a lot left in the tank. And then you got Ryan Tannehill, um, very solid quarterback. In my opinion, has been a top 10 quarterback the last couple years. Um, Tennessee, obviously heading into the season, the biggest concern for Tennessee was who was going to be their wide receiver paired up with AJ Brown after Corey Davis had left. And now I think they really upgraded because, Corey Davis, don't get me wrong, he had a really good year last year, had around 1,000 yards, I believe, but he ain't no Julio Jones. And to have him pair up with AJ Brown and to also have the best running back of the game in the backfield with Ryan Tannehill, this offense can potentially be lethal. But I'm still going to hold my breath on it because, for one, your offensive coordinator is still trash. I don't care what anybody says. Like I said, this is the same offensive coordinator that had Derek Carr, Marshawn Lynch, Amari Cooper, Michael Crabtree, Jared Cook. Um, the offensive line that we had from the year before, like we didn't really make any changes to it, and we end up having a top 6 offense from having a bottom 10 offense that year. Now I understand injuries happen. Derek Carr got hurt, even though he played through it. Cooper and Crabtree missed some time. You know, Marshawn Lynch was out of football for a year, but still, like, it seemed like every game the offense was making one or two big splash plays per game, and then the offense mostly resolved around screen passes on third and longs, or like Marshawn Lynch running into a wall. So and just no creativity with the play calling, like no play action, none of that. Just simple, predictable plays, terrible formations, predictable formations, and all that. So hopefully Todd Downing at the end of the day has really, changed his play calling, maybe learned something or two from Arthur Smith. And that's when I hit up Billy Scott, and that's when I told him, like, you're probably gonna get Julio. I pretty much told him, like, yeah, you're probably gonna get Julio. Because the more I thought about it, not only did it make sense for both parties, but I mean Arthur Smith is now the coach of the Atlanta Falcons, was the former offensive coordinator for the Titans. If anything, if they were gonna deal Julio, if Julio wanted out of Atlanta, Arthur Smith was probably gonna say, you know what? The Titans, they lost Corey Davis. All they have is AJ Brown with their wide receiver courts. Well, yeah, I mean, another player too I forgot to mention was Josh Reynolds, I think, but he ain't no goddamn wide receiver too, and he ain't no Julio Jones. So at the end of the day, they got Julio. At the end of the day, now the pressure's on Tennessee to go back to back in that division. I won't sit up here and say that they are a Super Bowl contender quite yet, because you still have the Chiefs, you still have the Bills, you still have the Ravens. The Browns might be up there for a contender, and it's still going to be a tough AFC. Um, I think the only team, obviously, that could contend with the Titans is the Colts. But the reason why I can't pick the Colts is obviously not because of this trade that happened today, that went down today. Because obviously, like, the biggest issue in the season for the Tennessee Titans was really like who was going to be the next wide receiver pair up with AJ Brown. Because had he not made this trade with Tom Downing calling the plays, this would have been a long year for the Tennessee Titans offense. Like, all you needed to do was stack the backs on Derrick Henry, double team AJ Brown, and let Ryan Tannehill beat you. Because at the end of the day, even though I got a lot of love and respect for Ryan Tannehill, what he's been doing for the last couple of years, when he was in Miami and didn't really get the help that he deserved, I mean, at the end of the day, he got exposed. Ryan Tannehill was a bottom 10 quarterback, bottom 10, bottom 15 quarterback in Miami because of a lackluster offensive line, no real weapons, and no running game. And even if Derrick Henry takes a step back on the running game, at the same time, too, he's going to have two potentially wide receiver number ones, that will help him out, in a lot of key situations. Now's the time to just go out there and do your job. I mean, now you have all this talent. Now you got to go out there and do your job. That goes for you, Todd Downing. But as far as the Raiders goes, I know they were in the possible running to get Julio Jones. I knew that we weren't going to get Julio Jones unless we trade Henry Ruggs. But all I gotta say is now is to guys like Henry Ruggs and Brian Edwards, the two draft hopefuls that we drafted. Henry Ruggs in the first round, Brian Edwards in the third round, who broke all the records at South Carolina and whatnot. It's time for you guys to step up. I've been seeing that, Brian Edwards has been, looking all swollen and whatnot. Let me show you all a picture real quick. I mean, this man, Brian Edwards, like really, really, check this out, man. Right there, man. And Henry Ruggs, according to Derek Carr, shout out to Sanjay T. Go sub him up right now. He's the I know Raider band likes to call me an ESPN nerd, but he's the real ESPN nerd of Raiders YouTube. It's time for him to step up. We saw some flashes from Henry Ruggs last year, but the thing is, though, he only had 452 yards, 26 catches, only 2 touchdowns last year, averaging, though, about 18.5 yards per catch. But it's time for Henry Ruggs to step up. John Gruden really needs to open up the playbook for Henry Ruggs. He really needs to call more plays for Henry Ruggs. I'm sure that he will, now that him and Edwards are heading into year 2. And obviously you got John Brown, Willie Snead, Hunter Renfrow as well. This is still a very good offense. Obviously the biggest concern heading into this year is our offensive line. But at the same time, too, we're getting Richie Incognito back, and I've heard some good things from him in OTAs. And they're saying like he's healthy and that he's playing like he's 25 years old again, which is crazy. And when I see him in the press conference, it's like he hasn't even aged. So that's a good sign. Denzel Good, who had a very good year for us last year, in my opinion. Andre James, I've heard some good things from him in OTA. Same thing with Alex Leatherwood, Colton Miller as well. So we'll see. And then obviously we added some more depth to our offensive line. We re-signed Sam Young, which, again, he can't stay healthy, and I'm not a big fan of Sam Young, but it adds depth at the end of the day. So, I mean, he started for the majority of last year because Trent Brown decided to be an idiot. So if and it creates a little bit more competition with Alex Leatherwood, obviously, and then Brandon Parker as well, because they're obviously going to be fighting for that tackle spot. And then, yeah, man, as far as our excuse me, our offense goes, we didn't really need Julio Jones, because obviously we got Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs. I expect Henry Ruggs to take that next step. Hopefully we could see the same thing with Brian Edwards, John Brown, Hunter Renfrow, Willie Snead, Kenyon Drake, obviously you got Derek Carr. If we would have gotten Julio Jones, that would have been great. But this is a high risk, high reward, because at the end of the day, Julio Jones is 32 going on 33, I believe. And you trade a second round pick. Now, I was willing to trade a second round pick. I was all like, as long as it's not a first or Henry Ruggs in a second or whatever, I'm willing to trade Julio just for a straight up second round. But still, at the end of the day, if Julio missed more than half of the season last year, you know, Julio, even though he's been, I mean, the best ability is availability. Even though he's been available for the most part for the Falcons, if you look at his injury history, he's played through a lot of injury and whatnot. You know, who's to say that Julio? I mean, obviously, depending on his physical, like we'll see if he's healthy or not. I'm sure he is, but at the same time, too, like, what do we mean by healthy? Like healthy as in you can play, or healthy as in like you're at 100%. See that now there's a difference. Now Julio you might be thinking to yourself like Julio, he could play, but at the same time, too, deep down, it's like, can Julio be 100%? And now that Julio is getting much older, you know, can he be a force to that Titans offense? Now, is Julio going to be a wide receiver number one? Probably not. I think AJ Brown heading into year three, he's getting better and better every year. He's going to take that next step. I think AJ Brown has the potential to be a superstar. He's a star already in this league. But as far as Julio Jones goes, he could be definitely that reliable number two. Maybe whenever AJ Brown is getting shut out or he's coming back and they're doubling AJ Brown, they can always rely to Julio and whatnot. But again, this offense has the potential to be something. My main issue is obviously Julio. He's got to stay healthy. Todd Downing again is the offensive coordinator. I have very little confidence in Todd Downing. I feel like after what happened in that wild card game against the Ravens, there's kind of been a blueprint now on Derrick Henry on kind of how to stop Derrick Henry or not, or just how to like not really make Derrick Henry beat you. And not to mention too, like, with Ryan Tannehill, like he's a solid quarterback, but at the same time too, when things aren't going his way, he's like Derek Carr. A lot of things have to get going for him in order for him to do good and play good. If things aren't going for him, man, shit's gonna hit the fan. So, but yeah, as far as the Raiders goes, my message to the Raiders is that it's time for the young guys to step up. I mean, we're heading into a big year this year. Like I said, a lot of people call me crazy to say like, oh, Raiders are capable of winning 10 games, 11 games, and whatnot. Now, I want to talk about this before I end this live stream. Let me go into the comments real quick. Oh, is he now? All right, Ty, I'll give you the link right now. I wasn't paying attention to the comments, but let me go ahead and check that out right now. I think I may have to make my own live stream to call his own mama. I think that might have to be the case. Is this the video? No, it's let me check his channel real quick. Okay, his YouTube channel is gone. I don't know. So how are you? What's up, Ty? How are you getting this information? Where are you getting this information from?
I'm seeing it firsthand. Nesdar is coming into mine and my streams, my friends' streams, and coming in as either you, Raider cousin or Joker, and would have the same picture and be authenticated by like either your channel, cousin's channel, or Callie Joker's channel, and would show like one of his private parts on stream.
Mm-hmm. And are you sure his account is authenticated, authorized with him? I can't like say the word.
No, it keeps saying it's authenticated by either Ash Raider or like Raider cousin. Just depends like who he's doing it under.
Yeah. When was this?
The earliest it happened was today.
Okay. Yeah. Not gonna lie to you, I literally just woke up, so it couldn't have been me.
Yeah.
So I literally just woke up, and obviously whenever big news happens in the NFL, I want to go ahead and go live right away to talk about it. So it couldn't have been me.
Yeah.
Um, you know, okay, all right. So it probably is Nozdar. I
Yeah.
do have his mom's phone number, and I know Raider Ben called his mom.
Oh my
All I
god.
know is at the end of the day, if you could find more evidence to that, I'm going
Yeah.
to call his mom. If my channel gets flagged down for the third time, I'm definitely going to call his mom.
Okay.
And I'm going to make a live stream on my backup channel. I'm going to send it to everybody that I know, including you, and I'm going to
Okay.
do it live. It's for the second time this month. Like Nuzdar's mom will get called on
Dang.
by a Raiders fan.
Let me see if I can see if I can find footage of this. Hold up.
Okay.
Not sure if I recorded it or not, but I don't know. I'm checking
But
my other guy's channel, the other guy's channel, real quick and see if it's on there.
yeah.
Oh, that's not it. Okay, so it's not there. Maybe I can find it in my recordings. Lots happened since the last time I've seen you in a stream, or I've came in. Because I haven't came in when you.
Just not
Yeah,
that much. Just been
I haven't
chilling.
came into one of your streams in a while.
Kind of been laying low the last couple of weeks because I don't know if you've been paying attention, but Raider Ben and I mean, we're good now. We're whatever now, but like we had a big
Yeah.
beef with each other, and then it escalated to the point where we were gonna meet up and add other
Okay.
people to the mix. It was a lot.
Dang.
Yeah, I won't go into too much detail on how it started or why it started, but it was definitely bad. But yeah, if my channel gets flagged down again, I'm calling Nuzdar's mom with no hesitation. Even if that person wasn't Nuzdar, we know at the end of the day that the two people, because he admitted it a couple times. He even said, "Yeah, I flagged down your channel." So he was the one to give me the first two strikes, even if it wasn't Nuzdar. So I'm gonna call his mom no matter what. So right now he's pretty much on thin ice because if I do get flagged down again and my channel is gone, he's fucked.
Yeah. Well, he keeps making alt accounts, and I keep banning him, and he just keeps making alt accounts.
Right.
That's not it. Where's it at? Okay, it's not there. Did I not get the footage? Is it that? Is it that video? I can't. I don't know. No, it's not that one. Okay, I thought that was the one. I thought I found it. I couldn't. I'm still looking for the video.
No worries, man. Take your time.
Yeah.
Oh shit, the game's on. Oh, 7.
The Yankees game?
Nah, they play Sunday night. The Clippers game.
The Royals are playing the Twins right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I think JP's got to go live actually soon. He was supposed to go live last night, but then Raider Ben had his Black Saturday as usual.
Okay.
So, yeah, man, that's Billy Scott was right about that trade, man. I give him. That's the one thing I forgot to give credit to Billy Scott, man. Shout out to Billy Scott and obviously Ty Anderson too. You guys, this prediction came true after all. Julio is a Titan.
Okay, I couldn't find the video. I couldn't find it. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep looking though.
For sure. Wow, the Hawks beat the Sixers?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Was Embiid playing?
No.
Okay, then that's why. I'm sure he'll probably play the next game.
Mm-hmm.
They'll win. Because I said, like, you know, like, because I was, like, kind of, like, fucking with some Hawks fans because they were saying that they were going to beat the Sixers. I'm like, bro, no way you're beating the Sixers. But they did win the first game, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But then again, the Grizzlies in the first round won their first game against the Jazz, and then we all know the rest.
I think I found the stream that it was in. If I find it, I'll share my screen and show you what happened.
Yeah, for sure, man. If you can find it, just show me on your screen. The Clippers to win, but I don't think they're going to win. I think it's going to be all the road teams that are going to win in the series. All the road teams have won so far. I think it's going to be a road sweep. But we'll see. Nice pass.
I saw the Lakers get taken out.
Yeah. Freaking LeBron had no help. It is what it is. Ooh, Kawhi. So the winner of this series, I believe, plays the Utah. Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
Oh, I think it's this stream. I think this one's got him. I think this one's him becoming Raider. Being Raider cousin. I think I found it.
So he became Raider cousin, Raider Ben, and Ash Raider in his streams and showed off his, you know what?
Yeah. And
like
Joker.
I said, man.
And Joker.
And Joker.
Yeah, and Joker.
Well, like I said, that's on him. I mean, I saw that. I don't know if you saw that Raider Ben live stream because I did. I was tuned in. And, yeah, pretty much, like, his mother was just, I mean, I feel bad for her, honestly. Like, I do. Like, regardless if Nuzdar called Raider Ben or not, like,
here it is.
At the end of the day, like, she's just sick and tired of the shit.
I found it.
You can just tell by her voice in the phone call. Like, I wish Raider Ben still had that live stream up, but, like, she literally said, and I'm not even joking, these were her words, not mine. She said, I'm so sorry. He's ruined my life. Like, at this point, he's ruined my life. She said that live on air. Like, she said that with no hesitation, too.
Okay, I got the screen. I got the screen up backstage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, here it is. See, there it is, right there. Imitating cousin.
Let's see. Okay, so that's... Yeah, that's definitely Nuzdar. Oh, jeez. Okay, we gotta get ready. Just don't show that part off. Remember, I'm on my last strike, dude, and plus that's just not fun to look at.
Yeah, that was Nuzdar. Obviously, it was Nuzdar. And that's what he would always do. He'd always imitate you, Raider cousin, or Cat Joker. He would always do that.
Make sure who that account's authenticated with, unless it says like Raider cousin, Ash Raider, this and that.
It said because I asked the dude to authenticate it, and he said it was authenticated by cousin 1989.
Okay, so, and you can tell that is Nuzdar because you can tell like by the camera and by like, you know, that bathroom, like it's Nuzdar's house.
Yeah. And the skin color. When I saw that, I was like, really? And that was the first time it happened right there. And then he just came in. I think it was... Who else did he go? Then he went another friend of mine's. And when it came in as you.
Yeah.
And then I had a private StreamYard. And then he came in as cousin again. And then left. And then came in as Joker. So yeah.
Damn, dude. It's crazy.
Yeah. But when I saw that, I was like, I immediately knew it was Nuzdar. And Nuzdar came into my premiere today. I premiered a video today, and he came to the premiere. I was like, oh great. Once again, I banned him.
Yeah.
Here in an hour, I gotta go to work. That got me a job now. I work at a barbecue restaurant in my town.
Nice. I think you told me this already.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
Yeah, you said you're like a bus boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you told me this. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm making a whole bunch of NASCAR montages on my channel. I'm gonna head out and go watch the NASCAR race with my friend. He's live right on YouTube right now. And then
Okay.
before I go to work. So see you.
Okay. Well, if you see anything else popping up with Nuzdar, just let me know, all right?
Okay, I will.
All right, for
See
sure,
you.
man. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah, bye.
All right. Subscribe to Ty Walker. He covers NASCAR, weather, NFL too. He's a Chiefs fan, unfortunately, but still sub him up. Ty Walker. We're about close to 30 minutes in now. Think I'm gonna go ahead and end it now. Kai just wanted to talk a little bit about the Julio thing and what this means now for the Raiders. And I mean, we're in June now, man. We only got about 3 months till football, man. Let's go, man. Let's go. Last year was last year. It's all about a new year now. So, let's get it. We sucked. I hate our new head coach. Well, not new, but like I don't like our new head coach. I think he needs to be fired, even though I don't think he's that big of a problem. But I don't think he's the solution either. Um, I think our GM is really fucking stupid and stubborn by keeping guys like Logan Couture. And here's the thing: by keeping guys like Logan Couture, Patrick Marleau, Brent Burns, Mark Edward Vlasic, and trying to rebuild this roster. When in reality, you could probably either release them for lots of cap space and money, or trade them for some assets and just start all over with Erik Karlsson, because you already gave Erik Karlsson the big contract. And then obviously guys like Tomas Hertl, Kevin LeBanc and whatnot. I was kind of hoping we would get at least the top 5 pick. We were just on the outside the top 5. We're picking at 7. I don't know what Doug Wilson is trying to do, like what direction he's trying to head in. Like, I don't think it really makes sense based on okay, let me take back Logan Couture. The only reason why I'm kind of frustrated with Logan Couture is that he's not like old or anything like that, but he really has a hard time staying healthy. And even though I'm okay with him being the captain of the team, because I think, he's got like, a quiet leadership to him. Like, he doesn't really talk as much, but like, I don't know. I like Couture a lot. The issue I have with him though is health, and the best ability is availability. So that's the only issue I had with Couture being the captain. But other than that, aside from that, I think Mark Edward Vlasic needs to go. He's not the same defender that he was from before. Brent Burns is getting up there with age. I think he needs to go. Patrick Marleau been needing to go. And if we could just get him for some assets and, just start building around guys like, again, LeBanc, Erik Karlsson, because we already took on the big contract, and that contract's now starting to look like a bust, because we lost guys like Joe Pavelski and I guess Joe Thornton too, because we couldn't really. Well, then again, I think we just wanted to let Joe Thornton walk because we knew he was getting up there with age, and we knew that we weren't going to win a ring anytime soon. And that's not good. Tim Hardaway Jr. is heading into the locker room now for the Mavericks. And then obviously too, I think one of the biggest things that I think I didn't like from the see here what the he didn't seem like he really tweaked anything. But yeah, the biggest thing I didn't like from Doug Wilson was the fact that we fired Peter Dobert when I think he wasn't the problem, and I think he could have won us a Stanley Cup. I mean, he should have in his first year as the head coach of Stanley Sharks. Um, and now we have Bob Boone, and when he was the coach of the Florida Panthers, he was average to below average. He was never really that good. I mean, even when we were 1 point away rather, with at least a month left from being in the playoff race, I mean, we just simply shit the bed against bad teams like the Kings and the Ducks. It's one thing to lose to teams like the Carla, the Avalanche, and the Golden Knights because you were supposed to lose, but it's another thing to lose to the teams that you're supposed to beat. You know what I mean? So it's pretty frustrating, But at the end of the day, what can you do? I feel like the Sharks are going to be in the gutter for a while until shit changes. Until Doug Wilson can drop his ego and just start rebuilding this roster because we need to rebuild. Like we really need to rebuild. So, oh man, Luka Doncic is going to catch fire. That was Nuzdar's stream. Oh, we got Yin's Nation in the building. What's going on with you? Been a minute.
What's up, buddy? How you been?
Been all right, man. Been chilling. Watching Game 7 right now.
I picked the Clippers. What's the score right now?
It's tied. 26-26. I want the Clippers to win, but I think Dallas is going to win. I think I think this is going to be the playoff series where all the road teams are going to win.
I took the Clips because they're at home, and I just had to go with Kawhi, the experience, man. He's won a championship. They got to home, and they got a pretty good bench too, honestly. The Clippers,
yeah.
So.
I want the Clippers to win because, I feel like they would present a challenge to Utah. I think if Dallas would win, I don't think they're going to beat Utah. Oh, there's a 3 right there. 29-26 Clippers.
So what else has been up? You been getting any TTC drama been going on or what, man?
Yeah, man.
I've seen Raider Cousin just called out the A slob, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I haven't really paid too much attention to that. I just been live talking about the Julio trade. I'm sure you've already heard by now, Julio.
Yeah, the Titans are going to be nice. That's going to be an interesting division now, man. Definitely. I was definitely going with the Colts because I like Jonathan Taylor. I think Jonathan Taylor's a beast. I wanted Pittsburgh to pick him up so bad, but they took him before us. So, and then they picked up Wentz, and they got that good defense. But now Tennessee's got themselves a nice offense too. They got weapons all over the place. And that's really going to open things up for Henry too, Julio Jones.
Oh yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, on paper, this looks really nice. Now the biggest issue, obviously, with Julio is can he stay healthy and can he still be the same player that he was 5 years ago?
Yeah, might not be the same player, but they still got. Don't they have AJ Brown?
They still got AJ Brown. Yeah, I think it'll still be a really good offense at the end of the day, probably.
And plus, they picked up Bud Dupree. That was one of their biggest weaknesses last year as a pass rusher.
Yeah. But isn't Bud Dupree coming off a 20 ACL, though?
Big injury. So that's another question they got. They paid him a lot of money. So
yeah,
that's what I was worried about with Pittsburgh because even Pittsburgh fans come to me and say what if we give Bud Dupree a big contract and he's like the next LaMarr Woodley? Because LaMarr Woodley used to tear it up and rack up a ton of sacks. I think he had a 15-sack season. We paid him a ton of money, and then he just kept getting hurt, and he wasn't the same after we paid him big money, and it kind of set us back a little bit.
Yeah, because y'all had Bud Dupree for a minute, right?
I think it was his 5th year. It was his 5th year option.
Yeah, because I knew he had already played past his rookie contract. He was with you guys for a while.
We franchise tagged him.
Oh, you franchise tagged him, and you didn't want to pay the rest. Okay. Yeah.
Last season, he was playing on a tag.
A lot of Raider fans wanted Bud Dupree. I was kind of skeptical of it because, for one, again, he's coming off that knee injury, and two, he's coming from you guys run a 3-4, right?
Yeah.
And we're running a 4-3, so I don't know how that transition.
I think you could put him at defensive end. I think you could put him at defensive end.
Yeah, and instead we got Ngakoue from the Ravens for much cheaper, like $3.5 million than what the Titans are paying them. Actually, we're paying Ngakoue only $13 million per year, and he knows the system because when he started his career in Jacksonville, actually Gus Bradley was already still there before they fired him, and then Saxonville became a thing. But still, like the year before Saxonville became a thing, Jacksonville still had a really good defense. Not Ngakoue played a huge part. I think he had like
they had that corner too, Ramsey.
What's up?
They had Ramsey too. They had that D line.
They had Ramsey. They had Miles Jack. They had Telvin Smith at the time.
I don't know what to think about Jacksonville. I think they're a couple years away, but it's
interesting.
They're getting a lot of hype
for sure.
Lawrence, a lot of big names.
Yeah,
Urban Meyer,
Tim Tebow.
It's a big name though. It's he's not good, but it's a big name.
He's gonna sell tickets for sure. Like that. That's probably why they signed him, is to sell tickets. But yeah,
a lot of big names. Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow, like them storylines. It's just the storylines. Like you could get so much. Like you just put those names in the title. Like it's trending. Like
I don't think he's gonna make the 53-man roster though, Tim Tebow. Yeah, but then again, who are the other tight ends for Jacksonville? They don't really have any tight ends.
Yeah, I think Tebow's a good athlete. He could play tight end, fullback. They might try to do different things with him. Maybe even throw him in there, running back, do some gadget plays.
Pryor. Because remember, he played quarterback and then he transitioned from wide receiver, and he had that 1 year in Cleveland where he had over 1,000 yards.
Yes.
So we'll see.
And Terrell Pryor was a good quarterback, but I think he would definitely be a better receiver. He was like perfect build for a receiver.
Yeah.
He played basketball too, actually, for Ohio State.
That's not surprising. I mean, the guy's like 6'5", 6'6".
Yeah.
He's an athlete. Yeah, I like Terrell Pryor.
I believe he
won. I like him more as like a running back or a quarterback or a wide receiver. My bad, running back. Well, actually, no, he'd be too big to play a running back position. But then again, Derrick Henry's like freaking huge, and he's the best running back in the NFL. What up, Raider Mike?
It's true.
Yeah. So we play each other week 2. How you feeling heading into that game?
It's gonna be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about our team, though. I feel we got a good defense coming back. I feel we got a good young wide receiving core still on the come up. We got questions at the offensive line. We got questions at outside linebacker. We got questions in the secondary, though. I mean,
right.
I think our defense will be able to, because we lost Hilton and we lost Steven Nelson, too. So those are two number 2 and number 3 corner, and Hilton was a pretty damn good slot corner.
I saw that Steven Nelson's still a free agent, dude. It's crazy.
I know they were talking about bringing him back, so
maybe for like a cheaper deal.
Yeah,
kind of like
he was due like $14 million this season, so they had to cut him because we were like in debt big time. So he was just like a cap casualty. So they had to get rid of him.
You guys kind of were like the Saints. You guys were eating up a lot of the cap I saw, and especially with Ben's contract, where like I think like. You said like his cap is going to hit like $40 million for Ben.
It was, but he took a big pay cut.
That's good. You think this is going to be Ben's last year in Pittsburgh?
Probably, unless he does another super team friendly deal when he lights it up this year or something. Who knows? I would hate to see him in another jersey, but who knows? Maybe they might decide to move on and he goes to another team for a year or something. But with Pittsburgh, it could be the last year. But I don't see him going to another team.
The only team that I could possibly think of that Ben might be in another uniform, based on their team right now, is a team like the Colts that are on win now mode with their roster. That's why they got Wentz. It's a low risk, potentially high reward, because like if it works out, then at least for the next few years, you got yourself a pretty good core. Because remember, before Wentz got hurt, he was on the come up of superstardom. Like he was
pretty much
like he was an MVP candidate with the Eagles. R.I.P.
He sucked last year, though, so who knows? I mean, who knows with him? It's weird. I thought he'd be good.
Maybe he has like all the day. I think he just wanted to be out of Philly. I think he was too upset about what they did with the whole Jalen Hurts situation. I think he was unhappy with management and the organization as a whole.
How the Yankees doing this year?
Oh, man. Pretty frustrating so far. See, the thing is, this is crazy. The Yankees have always been known for the power hitting, and whatnot, but it's really been our pitching this year that's been keeping us in like the the race per se. I mean,
I remember
it's very
saying
early
in the chat, Tyon hasn't been doing good for you guys. Tyon been doing any good?
Tyon he actually pitched yesterday. He did good for like the first 2 innings, but then like in like the top of the 6th, he gave up like 3 runs. But yeah, no. Other than that, like our other pitchers have been doing solid. I mean, Garrett Cole. Jordan Montgomery, which is an important key to our rotation because he's a left-handed pitcher. He's been pitching solid. Corey Kluber, before he got hurt, pitched a no-hitter, and he was pitching really good. Now he's out for at least the next few weeks. So our pitching has been really, and we're getting Luis Severino back real soon. So it's been really good. Our bullpen's been pretty good as well. Obviously, we got Aroldis Chapman as our closer. It's just been our offense, dude. We're the second to worst offense in the AL, right behind the Tigers right now, dude. And the only reason why we're winning games is because we have one of the best ERAs, least amount of ERAs given up because of our pitching. So
that's wild.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating.
Like I remember, like a couple years ago, a year or 2 ago, it was your pitching was the problem and not your hitting.
Oh yeah.
Where's Aaron Judge and
the other one? Severino, like that was a problem.
Where's Judge and Stanton? Are they hurt or something? Or are they just doing bad?
I don't know. Stanton has just been like on and off with injury. Judge has been doing all right. Like I think he has like 15 home runs and like he's batting close to 300. So he's been doing all right. He's only missed like a few games.
Better than all right.
Like it seems like every other week he's back to the IL, you know. So kind of starting to regret that contract now with Stanton, you know.
Yeah, a lot of money. That's what the thing. The Yankees are big spend. That's why I hate the Yankees so much because Pirates can't.
Yeah, because we can always find a way to with the luxury tax and have one of the highest payrolls in the MLB.
Yeah, Pirates can't compete. We're basically your farm team, pretty much. It seems like a few other teams.
We don't really have that much of a farm. Like we don't have any players that are really homegrown. Aside from like guys like Judge, fucking Luis Severino, Gleyber Torres. Yeah, we really don't have that much. Gary Sanchez too, but he's trash now. So,
I mean, even if you do have some homegrown players, if you ever like. When you like that was your biggest problem was pitching, and then y'all went out.
Yeah, now we got the pitching this year, but now our hitting is just like we need to fire Marcus Timms, man. Like seriously, this hitting is just abysmal this year. We're batting .228, dude. It's bad. Like imagine if our offense was like how it's supposed to be on paper with the pitching. We'd be one of the best teams in the MLB right now.
Pretty much. Who's leading your division right now?
The Rays, actually. Surprisingly,
they're decent. They have a dude from the Pirates. Who's that center? Austin Meadows and Tyler Glass now. We traded them for Chris Archer.
That's crazy. You guys had got pitchers like Joe Musgrove, Tyler Glass now, Garrett Cole.
Charlie Morton won World Series with the Astros.
You're a small market team, so.
Josh Bell,
yeah.
Andrew McCutchen,
yeah. We had McCutchen for a minute.
Starling Marte.
Well, it's after one quarter. It's 38-35. Dallas after one. It's still a long ways to go though. I really want the Clippers to win, but I don't know. Like I said, I think this might be the road sweep per se.
Aren't you a Lakers fan?
I'm more so a LeBron fan.
Yeah. Nuz is getting a lot of shit for that. Everybody's calling him a Lakers fan. I seen your ESPN thing in Newsdoor.
Oh yeah.
Best meltdowns.
Yeah, apparently Ty came in here from earlier today, right? And apparently he was saying that Nuzdar apparently came in to hang out with burner accounts of me, Raider Cousin, Raider Ben, you know, so
yeah.
But yeah, man, Tyon has been very disappointing. I was pretty high on Tyon because I knew like I was reading off of like Reddit and like some Pirates blogs, like they were pretty upset about the trade, even though he was out of baseball for like a year because I think he had Tommy John, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah.
Pirates are I mean, he was getting a lot of hype. I mean, had high hopes for him. Like he was, and he never panned out. Like he would always get hurt or some bullshit would happen.
Yeah,
but he would show like glimpse of like, man, this could be our, you know.
Right. He had the potential to, yeah.
Yeah.
Corey, it's crazy because I was more excited about him than Corey Kluber, actually. And Corey Kluber just pitched a no-hitter. And even before he got hurt, I think he was pitching like a 2.25 ERA, which is really good. And Kluber obviously was a stud with the Indians. Like, he won the Cy Young Award a couple times, I think. But I thought, because he was getting up there with age, maybe he's not the same player that he once was. But clearly, because before, a few weeks heading into the season, he was actually struggling a bit. And I thought, oh man,
so your rotation is what, Cole, your Cole, Kluber, what's your rotation? For Taillon, so for a third or fourth Jordan guy in the rotation, that's
Jameson Taillon and Luis Severino's still hurt, but yeah,
he's probably be your number 2 in your rotation. You think?
Yeah, when he comes back, I think he's going to come back in July. He'll be our number 2. So. Yeah, we're still dealing with some injuries. Actually, I think the main guy of our bullpen, Zach Britton, he's going to be back in a few days, so that's good. But it just seems like anytime one of our key players gets healthy, another one comes back on the IL, which has been kind of the theme of the season. It's like, oh, we get Aaron Judge back, but then here goes Giancarlo Stanton to the IL again. So, yeah, that's just been the one. That's just been the thing is. Injuries and our hitting. I don't want to say Aaron Boone's the problem because people are going crazy about Aaron Boone and stuff like that. But I think the thing is though, the hitting's been cut off, but that's really not really all too on Aaron Boone. It's more so of our hitting coach, and our hitting coach has been here longer than what's his name, Aaron Boone. So Aaron Boone kind of, you know what he reminds me of? He kind of reminds me of a much more chill version of George Girardi. I feel like we can win with Aaron Boone with our team. It's just guys need to step up, But I feel like if maybe we fire Marcus Thames right now, it would probably send a wake up call because it's already been about 2 months since the season has started. After 2 months, you kind of get the idea of what your identity of your team is. Right now, our identity is really good pitching, excellent pitching that's keeping us in games. It's just been our hitting that's just hasn't been, clicking. So, but
I think you guys can turn that around with the talent you have.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I thought maybe you guys weren't gonna be the worst team this year. Now, after what I saw from that Cubs thing, I'm sure you've already seen it. I know what you're talking about with that Cubs play. It's
yeah,
dude, man, it's not. It's looking. It looks like you guys are down bad right now, man. But I mean, at the end of the day,
they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right thing. He tells me they're doing the right thing. Dude, get the hell out of here. They could be spending more money on something to at least be somewhat more competitive. It's just ridiculous. They don't even try. And then the ownership comes out and they're like, we're trying to do our best to win a championship. And it's the same bullshit shit that they sell you every year. And it's the same result every year.
I remember when you guys in 2012, 2013 had a good team with McCutchen, Bell, and all those guys.
Yeah. Cole, Taillon, AJ Burnett.
Oh yeah, I remember AJ Burnett. Yeah,
Charlie Morton.
That's right. Yeah, Charlie Morton too.
We had Dancing Mark Melanson closing. He was really good too. We had a good bullpen.
Yeah.
Nigel Morgan, he was part of that. He was before that, he was a good leadoff guy. Freddie Sanchez, we had some good players. I mean,
yeah, you guys had some really good players.
Jason Bay, I mean,
yeah.
I remember we traded him to the Mets.
Yeah.
Aroldis Ramirez, we traded him, I think, to the Cubs or something. That was a long, long time ago, but he's a really good third baseman. We traded him for basically nothing.
Yeah.
Marte, too. I always thought Marte was really good, but we traded him for nothing to the D-backs.
Isn't he with the Diamondbacks now?
Yeah, he was. We traded him to. I don't know if he's still there or not, but...
Dude, I checked his stats the other day. He's batting at 375, and I think one Yankees fan was like, we should trade for him. It's all dude, I'd be all on board for that. I don't know who we would really trade, though. I mean, all I know is that include Gary Sanchez in the deal because we need to get rid of Gary Sanchez. It's fucking terrible, dude.
He used to be good at power.
Shit, we'll give you Gary Sanchez for Nah, because I was going to say that wouldn't make sense for cash considerations. No, that wouldn't make sense.
How old's Gary Sanchez?
He's fairly young. He's only like 27, 28. He's still fairly young, but like, I don't know, dude. Like the last few years, he's batting like just barely over 200, man. Like he's just not good. Like ever since
Doesn't
George
he hit for
Girardi
power
left,
though? Doesn't he hit like 30 home runs a year, 40 home runs a year? I thought he was like a power hitter.
I mean, he is, but the thing is though, like he cannot create any contact with the ball in the bat. Like he is a strikeout waiting to happen, and his catching, his defensive ability has been kind of a liability too. Like the other catcher that we have, Kyle Higashioka, like he's blocked more balls than Sanchez has. Like Sanchez is just a liability when it comes to catching.
See, that's what real shit hates on our catcher, Stallings. But Stallings is really good at that, but he can't hit. Real shit wants somebody like Gabby Sanchez that can blast them. But I think,
he wants Gary Sanchez
or somebody up catcher like that can actually hit the ball.
He can have, like I said, real shit can have Gary Sanchez, man. I'll honestly, I'll give you Gary Sanchez for free at this point. I can't stand him. Starling Marte on the Marlins. Oh, I was thinking of a different Marte.
Eric Koperick. I always see him in chats.
Yeah, he's all decked out in Cleveland.
That's my favorite
How
city.
You feeling about Cleveland this year? They got a team this year, bro.
Yeah, they're good. I think it's going to be against us and them. It's going to be good.
You don't think Baltimore's going to be in the mix?
I don't think so. I think
really
they're like ranked in the top 10, but I think they're going to take a step back. I really do.
I fucking hate Sanchez. I hate everything about him. I hate his batting stance. I hate the way he fucking runs after getting a hit. Like he doesn't even try to run, like because he's a power hitter, right? He thinks he always is going to hit a home run, but as soon as the ball is off the wall, oh shit, I got to stay at first base when you could have gotten a double. Like that's happened. I've seen that more than once with Sanchez. And then at the same time too, his awareness too, like a player hits the ground out, he's in second base, and then it's a ground out in between second and third, and he tries to run the third. But then, like, obviously, like, at that point, the third baseman and the second baseman is just playing catch up with Sanchez. It's all like, oh, you done goofed. You done fucked up. Should have stayed at second. Yes, I hate Gary Sanchez. He's arguably, I'm not even joking, he's arguably the worst catcher in the MLB. Like, I hate him that much. It doesn't matter how much power he has in this game. Like, that's the only thing he has.
That's the thing, though. The Pirates, we really, really lack a guy with any type of power in our lineup. So,
yeah, we have all the power when it comes to our team, bro. It's ridiculous. But the thing is, though, like we really need to start having some hitters like DJ LeMahieu, just guys that can get on base. You know, because
we got guys that can do that. Like I feel if you could put. Like, we get him in, like, fourth. You put Adam Frazier at, like, third, and then maybe put a guy fifth behind Adam Frazier or Polanco or Sanchez that can actually hit a little bit to protect him. So if you walk him, you at least have a guy, you know what I mean, that can bat him in. But I mean, you can put Brian Hayes fifth or Brian Hayes third, Frazier second. I mean, we have no power in our lineup at all.
Right.
Our lineup's terrible. Our pitching's terrible. Everything. We're the worst team in baseball, basically. I don't even know the record, but I mean, our roster sucks, dick. We have to be the worst team in baseball.
Yeah. This guy asked, "Who do y'all have winning the NFC?" I got the Rams. They were a contender in the NFC West last year with Jared Goff, and they were really good with Jared Goff. And now they upgraded Matthew Stafford with Sean McVay, Aaron Donald. They added in Deshaun Jackson in the offseason. They still got Jalen Ramsey too. Like I think the Rams are going to win it. It's going to be tough though. That division as a whole, it's going to be tough. But I got the Rams.
I gotta go with the Rams too.
I'm kind of buying into it though, because obviously, like you probably hear from Brandon Rodgers a lot on fucking IG or on YouTube and whatnot, probably giving you shit about the Steelers and him dick riding Cleveland all the time. But like. I'm kind of starting to buy a little bit into Seattle possibly finishing in fourth in that division, because I was thinking myself
third in division. I made a video about that just
to fuck with them. But at the same time too, when you look at the other teams, the Niners are were hurt last year. And when they're healthy, they're one of the better teams in football. And I hate the 49ers too, and I'm even saying that. And then you got the Cardinals, and there's a lot of pressure with the Cardinals next year. They
got
had
AJ
a lot
Green
of
and Watt.
pieces. Kyler Murray, I think, is going to be a dark horse this year for MVP. Then they got AJ Green, JJ Watt, So it's very possible that the Seahawks might finish in last. But it's not going to be like, oh, they're going to be trashed or anything like that. Like, they might, maybe win 8 or 9, maybe 10 games and still finish in last.
It's going to be a good division. That's a tough division for sure.
Oh, yeah, that's probably the best division of football.
Could be.
The AFC North probably second. The AFC West is
the South third. I thought the South was one of the worst, but it's looking pretty decent now.
AFC or NFC?
The AFC. I mean, you got two really good teams in the AFC. I think are definitely both contenders.
Well, the thing is, though, with the AFC South, is both the Titans, in my opinion, both the Titans and Colts are not a contender. At least for the AFC West, with the Chiefs are obviously they're a contender. If somehow Aaron Rodgers does still go to the Broncos, I hate to say, but they're a contender. I still think the Chiefs will win that division, even if they do get Aaron Rodgers. Because the thing is, he would be going to Denver, and they have a lot of good pieces, but Aaron Rodgers would be the Chiefs fan told me this. He brought up a good point. He would be leaving Devontae Adams for Courtland Sutton. He would be leaving that great offensive line for Denver's offensive line. He'd be leaving Aaron Jones for Melvin Gordon. He'd be leaving Robert Tonyan for Noah Fant. All those guys that I just mentioned are better than what Denver has. So, but at the same time, too, Aaron Rodgers would still make it work because it's Aaron Rodgers. But still,
I think it would be a good story if he went to Chicago, but I don't think the Packers would trade him to Chicago.
Dude.
Yeah, they did draft Justin Fields, so that's probably not going to happen now. But
dude, Justin Fields is I got a good feeling about Justin Fields. Honestly, I'm a little skeptical of the Jets and the Niners. I get it because both those guys probably have much more of a higher ceiling than Fields, but Fields is a day one starter in my opinion. I think Fields is going to be really good in Chicago, especially with Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, what's his name? That running back, David Montgomery. They gave up a second rounder.
Yeah. It'll be I don't know, man. That'll be an interesting division too. The Vikings get hype every year, and it seems like they've always fall short, but they have
they have a squad over there, man. At least offensively, dude, with Cousins, Thielen, Jefferson, Dalvin Cook. They did lose Kyle Rudolph, though. I don't know, dude. Their defense, though, is they lost some pieces on their defense. But then again, they did get Patrick Peterson in the offseason.
Yeah, it's a good pickup.
And they still got Anthony Barr, Danielle Hunter. It could still be a pretty solid defense. I think their offense is going to be really good, though. It's going to be honestly, I think it's going to be top 5 next year. Because they got the running game, the receivers. I think Kirk Cousins is overhated, in my opinion. I think Kirk Cousins is in the same ballpark as Ryan Tannehill and Derek Carr. They're both very solid quarterbacks. They're all solid quarterbacks that, as long as you build around them offensively, you're going to have a very good offense.
Yeah, I don't think Cousins is a scrub.
Oh yeah, they got that Irv Smith guy too. Go ahead.
So I don't think Cousins is a scrub or nothing like that. And you said overpaid. Maybe at the time when he got paid, but now it's not. Now it's nothing
because of his contract.
But at the time, it was high. But now
it's kind of average, $30 million. They're average for a quarterback. But I think another thing too. I think Kirk Cousins is actually in for a big year because, yeah, he won't be the starter right away. It might take him a few years, but they drafted a quarterback. I forget who they drafted, but it was that who's that Texas name? Kellen Mond. They drafted Kellen Mond in the 3rd round. So maybe the Vikings are thinking they're thinking with possibly with the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, the future. You know what I mean? So maybe that could be a wake up call for Cousins, and then he just goes out there and bowls out. Not saying he's going to win MVP or that or anything, but I think he can have a big year where he could be a Pro Bowler this year probably or possibly. Yeah, no, his stats, he had some really good stats. And like when I'm not buying to what Brandon Rodgers is saying. I don't think he's a top 10 quarterback. I think he's close though. I think he's like in the 11 to 14 range though. I don't think he's top 10, but he's definitely an upper top 15 quarterback.
You think Baker Mayfield's a top 15 quarterback?
Baker Mayfield, yeah, I think he is. He's not top 10 though. Hold on. Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield. He's not top 10. Personally, for me, I take Derek Carr over Baker Mayfield.
I bet you I could name 15 better. Let's see if you agree or not.
Go for it. I probably won't agree with some, but most I'll probably agree with.
The best is Mahomes. I'm going to try to do
all right, go for it. Yeah,
the Mahomes number 1. Do you agree? All right.
Okay, yeah.
Rodgers number 2.
Sure.
Brady number 3.
Brady at 3. All right, yeah, but he's better than Mayfield. Yeah, definitely, no doubt about that.
Who you have at number 3?
Russell Wilson.
Okay, I got Russell Wilson at
4.
Number 4.
Okay.
Who you got at 4?
Either Deshaun Watson or Josh Allen.
I'm gonna go with Allen at 5 and Watson at 6.
Okay.
And then I think you got Matt Stafford. I think is better than Baker.
Sure, I agree with that.
And I think we already said Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray. That's a tough one right there.
I'd say he's better than Baker. I agree with that. So that's about 8.
Lamar Jackson.
Yep, definitely.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah. So that's 10 already.
Who am I missing in that division? I mean, you got Carson Wentz. That's a tough one right there.
No. Baker Mayfield is better than Carson Wentz.
You say Derek Carr is better?
Yeah, Derek Carr's better. Yeah, Derek Carr's better.
Patrick Mahomes. What's about Herbert? Herbert's on the come up too.
I need to see more out of Herbert, but I mean, I wouldn't blame you if you said Herbert over Mayfield right now. I wouldn't fault you for that.
I mean, I think Ben's still better than Mayfield.
You think Ben's still better?
Yeah.
Oh, shit,
I think Ben's still better than Mayfield. Yeah.
I don't know about that one.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be a no.
That's fine. But Kirk Cousins.
I haven't mentioned Kirk Cousins yet. I think he's better than Mayfield.
And well, we got to think about the NFC least now. Dak Prescott's better than him.
Dak Prescott, definitely, for sure.
The Philly, they don't got a quarterback.
No.
He's probably better than Daniel Jones, too. And then Washington.
He's better than all the quarterbacks in the NFC East except for, obviously, Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Now, Trevor Lawrence, that's good. I wouldn't say he's better. I would say I'd give it to Baker, but
we can't judge Lawrence yet because he hasn't even played.
I agree with that. But I think he could be. We'll see, though.
Yeah, he's got, obviously, the most upside out of all the quarterbacks. That's about 13 you named. I'm trying to think. I was gonna say no, not
the AFC East. Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen's better. I named him. Tua is probably not better than him.
Tua is not better. No.
Who's the Jets quarterback this year? Who the hell are they rolling out?
Zach Wilson. Trying to think of some other quarterbacks. NFC South. So
I think Matt Ryan's better.
Brady.
I'll take Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of debatable, but again, I wouldn't fault you for saying Matt Ryan over Baker Mayfield.
He's been through Super Bowl. He's thrown for like almost 5,000 yards in this season. He's probably will go down as one of the highest passing yard quarterbacks in the history of the league.
That production's definitely going to drop. Well, then again, they got Kyle Pitts, and they still got Calvin Ridley, so you may never know.
Matt Ryan, I think, is better than what people give him credit for. I mean,
definitely, for sure. I like Matt Ryan, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I think. No, you know what? I agree with you. Matt Ryan is better than Baker Mayfield.
But they got a good team. Their offensive line's amazing. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt. He has all the weapons around him.
Yeah, he's got
that's the thing. That's my whole thing with Baker Mayfield is there's really no excuses for him. He's a first overall pick in the draft. I mean, he has all the weapons in the world. Their defenses got a lot better in the offseason.
Right.
Oh.
Let me think.
They got a good team. They got a good team. I can't deny it. I think it's really going to go down us and them.
Yeah.
Because I really do think Claypool can be really good. I think if Johnson stops dropping the ball so damn much, he'll be good. And I think Juju's solid, good possession receiver. You know you're going to get out of him 80, 90 catches, probably around 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns.
Luka made a deep three just now. What up, baby? It's 58 to 54 LA. This is a good game. Maybe LA might win. We'll see. I want them to win.
And I really think Najee Harris is in the running for Rookie of the Year, I think. I mean, him, Lawrence, ETN might be up there.
It depends on how good the offensive line is, because obviously you made a lot of changes to the offensive line. You lost Villanueva. You lost that. What's his name? Matt Fielder. I know he went to the Chargers. So
yeah, him.
Hey,
so he retired.
Is he better as a guard or a tackle?
Who's that, Filer? He could play both. I mean, he played both. He played guard last year.
I think the Chargers are planning to start him as a guard, and I've read on so many Steeler blogs that he sucks as a guard, so that kind of makes me a little happy to know that. I just wanted your opinion on it.
Our run game the run game was lacking last year, and I mean that's kind of the guard's job is to.
I think Najee Harris is
for running back around the middle.
Because remember, keep in mind, the last Alabama running back to be selected #1 overall was this guy. If I can pull his picture up right now, fucking phone. Well, it's pretty much Josh Jacobs. My phone is acting weird, but yeah. And Josh Jacobs should have won Rookie of the Year in 2019.
See, I think Doxton, we got a guy, Doxton, who was a good rookie last year, who's going to step in at guard.
There we go.
And we still got DeCastro, who's an all-pro guard. Got a new center.
Yeah, but isn't DeCastro getting up there with age?
He's old.
I like DeCastro, too, because he went to my favorite college, Stanford. Yeah, we'll see. I feel good about our offense. The main thing about our offense that concerns me is our offense line, because we made so many changes to our offensive line. But we did bring back Richie Incognito. Denzel Good's going to be switching over to right. I think he's better at right. We drafted, I know it was a reach, but I do feel good about Alex Leatherwood. I do. I think, like, at the end of the day, I'm just going to pretend with our second round pick, because we picked Moehrig, I'm just going to pretend that we selected Moehrig in the first and Alex Leatherwood in the second, because I like Alex Leatherwood. It was just the value of the pick just didn't make any sense to me. But I think he can play. He's really good at run blocking for sure. So
yeah, I read about him because the Steelers needed a tackle. He was like they projected him as a first-round pick early, and then it seems like his stock dropped off after like a pro game.
The thing is, the reason why it dropped is because he had such a down year in 2020. Like, his production dropped with sacks allowed. He doubled his penalties from the year before that. Like, honestly, when I watch him on film, he's actually really good. It's just obviously, I think last year he got exposed to just a bad year. You know what I mean? Like, he just had a bad year, and like, I guess like his stock dropped because of that. But no, I like what he brings to the table. You know, he brings a lot of leadership, obviously, because he went to Alabama and he was like the leader of that offensive line. So, and he's going to learn from guys like Colton Miller, Richie Incognito, you know, guys like them. So,
all right, man. Well, I don't know. I'm cooking something to eat. It's pretty much almost done here. I'm gonna just eat something.
For sure, man.
Just watching TV. But I'll talk to you later, dude. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, for sure, man. I'll talk to you later, man. Good talk.
All right.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna go ahead and end this live stream. Once again, Julio to the Tennessee Titans. Shout out to Billy Scott and Ty Anderson. We'll see how that works out in Tennessee. It's almost that time, you guys. 3 months away from football. Till then, you guys, man, it's been your boy, Ash Trader, and I am out. Peace and go Raiders.